Hey everyone, Ben from the Urbstead, and today I'm going to be showing you our process of putting together a raised bed with materials you have laying around. Today we're going to be using concrete blocks. We got a sweet deal on these. They were free. Obviously, not everyone's probably going to have these sitting around, but by the end I can put together a little cost analysis to show you how much this would cost you if you went out and purchased all the material. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to be sitting here hauling concrete block, and if it's thawed, if the ground is thawed enough, I'm going to go ahead and start moving some dirt and building this thing up. Cool? So let's move some concrete. All right, I'm going to show you the site. This is going to be the location for the finished raised bed of these concrete blocks. What we already had here was a set of basically recycled pallet wood, and it was great for what it was. It worked really well for one season garlic bed. Then it kind of came into disrepair and other projects kind of took precedent, so we weren't able to put the time into it that it needed. So what I'm doing is, in an effort to make it a little bit more usable, a little less management overall, I'm going to switch these over to the cinder blocks. And the idea now is, with how loose that dirt is and how wonderful it is from having some breaking down logs inside that dirt for 2 years roughly now, is I am going to do a deep bed tilling, just like a deep till with the broad fork, and we're going to go ahead and try and plant carrots in it. If you don't know, carrots love loose soil. The looser it is, the deeper, the longer they'll grow without having any kind of weird shapes to them or a stubby nose. Also, overcrowding, as you might know, causes carrots to really slim down. So they like space and they like depth. So with this bed, there's nothing else really requiring space that we know of right now. We're going to try and do a really good job at making a carrot bed. So obviously that remains to be seen, but what I'll do here is I'm going to finish up with the concrete block, and we'll go ahead and, this dirt does look thawed enough that I'll be able to move some dirt around, make some space along the back and sides, and put down the block and finish up the bed. With most projects around the homestead, it's just that. Once you actually get into it, it's not very long, it's not a lot of time commitment, and if you look around and kind of get creative, it can be really inexpensive. So, which is important. No job. So, financial frugality is the name of the game. Cool. Let's get the rest of this stuff moved, and I will see you guys in a minute.
Alright, so the trick here is that I want to make sure that the back row of blocks is straight, but also that it is off of the house enough to make sure there's space between the block and the foundation of the house. I'm going to try and draw a line, something that looks like this, along the bed. And you should notice this is actually already here due to the rain that falls off of the roof, due to us not having a gutter. You can kind of see a line already in the dirt. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a try as the starting line of the back row of blocks. And we'll see how it works.
All right, well, that was pretty quick. Just took about 20 minutes to lay it all down after digging up, making sure every edge seems somewhat level, and I think it turned out really great. This is about the same space, maybe a little bit less just because of the thickness of the pallet. I did increase the space along the back. This is almost full. I'm gonna go grab a load of compost so it kind of domes up a little bit and has some time to just get more carbon material in there. I'm gonna go ahead and broad fork it, and we're good to go. That was great, super easy. It could be this easy if you wanted to. Depending on what you have, your resources, or you could go out and buy these materials. Also not super expensive. All right, so I wanted to jump in here towards the end of this video and give you a rundown of how much this would cost at a local store if you wanted to buy materials to make a similar bed that we have made in this video. To start off, these prices might be different than what your prices might be if you were to look for the same items. Depending on the time of year, prices might be different. Also, location in the country, definitely going to change your prices. But I found that I could get this amount of topsoil, it's around 14 cubic feet, for close to the value of $21. And then these 17 cinder blocks that you saw me use, I could get the same at a hardware store for about $29, a little under. So you're looking for a total package of under $50 to create this same bed in your own backyard, given that the values are maybe location specific. Now back to the video. And even if it is pricey, maybe it's more than you can afford, and that's fine. And maybe this is something that's not for you. But if you're watching, I'm guessing you're probably pretty interested. And the little bit of investment that it takes up front could be much smaller than the payoff of either the produce, the skills, the enjoyment, the ability to take something off the list of things you have to worry about buying at the store. You could probably use a bed this size using 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 or 18, I think it's 17 cinder blocks. Could be the garlic for a whole year in a family. Just a small example. So, depending on how much you go through it, of course, and that's just one example, but part of this kind of homesteading thing is we want to step back from having to buy certain things. We want to take a little bit more responsibility for some of the daily products that we use, including produce. And that's what we can do with this. There it is, folks. Easy as pie, right? Thanks for coming by the Urbstead today. Please leave a like and subscribe and share the channel with a friend. Also, check out the description down below for some really fun links that we put out, including our Etsy page where we sell some of the home products we use, as well as a new blog that we've created to share with you guys a little bit more of the background to the process of going through creating this urban farm. Thank you guys for coming by, and as always, grow on.